Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is the most requested video I've had on my YouTube. It is my go-to makeup look. I'm going to show you step by step of what I like to do and my go-to kind of eye look that is really easy to do. So before I get started, please make sure you press that like button. It will help me so much to continue doing these videos for you. So press that like button and let's get started. So I've done my eyebrows off camera because I'm currently letting them grow out. They are so hairy, you can't tell because of the concealer, but I have very full brows, so I will probably do this on a separate video because right now they're just not worth showing. Before I start my makeup, the most important thing for me is prepping my skin, and if I don't prep it, I get dry patches, I get cracks under my under eyes, so it's so important to prep. So I already did it, hence the shine on my skin. I actually have nothing on the skin apart from the Paula's Choice liquid exfoliant. I use it on a daily basis and it genuinely makes my skin look better. So I've applied this all over the skin with a pad. So I have really dry skin in general, so I like to use anything that is moisturizing, very glowy. So one of my favorite is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Dew Drops. So I apply this all over the skin. I just do like 2 pumps and this just gives the most beautiful glow, and I've always loved this product. I do let it set after, so it won't look this shiny when you start applying the makeup, but oh my god, it feels amazing. And ever since I've actually started using it, it has changed my skin, and I've spoken about this a lot, so it's one of my favorite products. Also like to apply this La Roche Posay. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. I'm going to show you the cream, and it's a soothing cream, and basically it's actually a treatment for the skin. I have been suffering with a lot of redness. I mean, it's gotten a lot better with this cream, but I don't know if you can see, but around my nose it was peeling, it was hurting me. I had so much redness, I don't know where it was coming from, and this has been a healing for me. And it also is an amazing cream to prep your skin before makeup. Then I also never forget under my under eyes, I do genuinely have a few fine lines, which because I'm getting a little bit older so I've been noticing them a lot more, so I do take care a lot more of my under eye. Ola Henriksen Truth Banana Bright Eye Cream, and it looks like this. So I apply just a small amount to prep the under eye. Because I've applied so much prep, I always like to set this for at least 5 minutes. So while I do this, I usually start with my eyebrows. Obviously it's done, so I'm going to start with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray just as a prep, and this has worked so much for me. Again, we're going to let that set and then we can start with the base. So for foundation, I love to use the Makeup Forever foundation stick. It is one of my favorite foundations ever. I actually forgot about this foundation for such a long time, and I went to Dubai and I purchased it again. And you know when you try something and you're like, why did I stop using it? This is the foundation. I'm in the shade White 445, and to be honest, a lot of people always ask me why is my foundation so dark, but the reason why I go darker is because my body is naturally so tanned naturally, and my face has always been like 10 times lighter than my body. So if I match the skin on my face, I'm literally gonna have a white face and then dark body. I'm naturally really tan, guys, and I don't tan. I actually don't do anything. I get it from my dad. So yeah, so I like to use this Sigma foundation brush. It is the F80 and it actually came in a brush kit, but it's so good. I love it. So I just always like to dab onto the skin. So when it comes to concealers, I like to use 2 shades, one that is almost the same color as me to kind of color correct, and then one which is about 3 shades lighter to actually highlight the under eye. I do it right at the front of the eye. This shade is Tan Sand. I apply a little bit towards the end of the eye right here. And with Tarte Shape Tape, I feel like you can't let it dry for too long, otherwise it just won't move. So you gotta blend this quite quickly. Then I go in with my lighter shade. This is the shade Medium Sand, and I do just a small little dot, and then I like to do a line right in the middle like so, because this is how I make my nose extra tiny. Once I do that, this is the last thing that I will blend, because I kind of want this shape to stay on my skin. I like to blend my under eye with my favorite concealer brush. It's the 242 brush by Real Technique. It almost looks like a little cat paw, like it's actually so flat, but it's the most perfect concealer brush. I discovered this when they sent me this in a kit, and I looked at the brush and I was like, oh my god, it looks so weird. The minute I tried it, I have not stopped using it. So they have actually made an individual one, so you guys need to go and purchase it. It's a pink one, so I got the one from the kit. I just dab, and honestly it just leaves so much coverage. Like, I feel like when I use different brushes, I always felt like I needed to apply even more concealer, because I feel like the brush takes it away. But with this brush, girl, you get the most full coverage concealer ever, and it blends so quickly, so seamlessly. So look at that, it's been about 30 seconds and it's completely blended. So all I like to do is I blend the top part, and then I blend the middle at the same time. I don't like to kind of blend it too much. I kind of want that same shape in the middle part of my nose. For contouring, I love to use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Toffee, and I just apply a small amount on the back of my hand, and that is all I use. And the reason why I like this is because it blends so nicely. The brush I like to use is this Real Techniques. I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of my favorite brushes as well. So I apply it right like onto the hand, and make sure you blend this on your hand. Don't go on it and tap it onto your skin, because it's going to leave you with a blotch of kind of dark concealer, and it's going to be so hard to blend. So I like to blend it just on my hand, and whatever is left on the brush is what I apply. Now that it's all into the brush, I kind of like dab it onto the high points of my cheeks, and look how seamless that looks. Like, I absolutely love the way this product stays on the skin. I like to do it right on my forehead as well, just to bronze the head. So my next step is my cream blush. One of my favorites is the Nude Stick, and in the shade In the Nude. It just reminds me of a nude pinky color, and this just helps my powder blush just have something to stick on, and it's the most beautiful natural looking blush. So I use the same brush as There's Nothing On It anymore, because I've kind of spreaded all that bronzer around, but I just literally blend that within the bronzer that I applied, and it's the most natural looking blush. And before I apply any type of powder, I go in just to take off any creases that has been happening where I was setting, and then I use what's left on the brush, and I just kind of go all over the eyelid just to kind of cover that discoloration that I have, and kind of use it as a base for my eyeshadow. So as you can tell, I haven't contoured my nose or anything, so forget about the nose at the moment. That is probably the last bit that I do, and the reason why I do it is because I have an order of doing my powders, so my makeup looks absolutely flawless. First of all, let it set as we just did. Then I like to set the under eye first before I ever bake. If I go straight onto baking, the skin is still actually wet, so it's just going to grab onto any wetness and crease me. It's always happened to me and I hate it. So I always set first. So let's talk about powders. So there's a lot of powders that I actually love, but on this video I'm going to talk about my current favorites. So my favorites are the Huda Beauty translucent powders. I have two shades, so I always like to go in with Blondie, which is a very yellow undertone, as you can see, but this is just to set all the foundation and the blush, just dab onto the skin. I don't like to brush because you don't want to move anything that you've applied prior, so all I like to do is dab onto the skin. And I really take my time with tapping because I want to set every little corner of my face. I don't want to miss anything. So when it comes to my nose, I get the same brush and I just dab around. And if you thought that that line was really sharp, the powder kind of just blends it for you without actually destroying what I've done, because I still need that little light base on my nose for my nose contour later. And now that my face is set, I'm gonna go with whatever's in the brush and I kind of set under the eye very gently. So then I go in with my bronzer before I do any type of baking on my nose, under my eye or my cheekbones, because I'm kind of contouring and kind of making my features very sharp. So I go in with my bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. I've literally hit pan, that's how you know I love it. So this is the shade Sun Kissed bronzer by Physicians Formula. With this bronzer you can apply like 200 layers and you would not look cakey. That's why I love it so much. After I bronze, I go straight onto my nose contour. I use the M433 brush from Morphe. I like to kind of give me a button nose, and the way I do it is I just apply right in the corner right here, like a little V, and I almost like to mimic like a V shape, like right in front of here. So I kind of do like a V shape right there because I'm trying to lift the nose. And then I like to flatten the brush, so I'm going to push it downwards just like that, and then I kind of do like a line, and that creates the little button that I absolutely love doing. And even though it seems like a lot, after I do the whole baking, it kind of just blends so seamlessly. I flatten the brush with my 2 fingers and then I do a line right at the top. Honest to God, if you want a small snatched nose, definitely squeeze your brush because it just makes such a precise contour for your nose. So yeah, I just kind of go underneath my nose. Can you see the little button coming along? I love that button nose, it's so cute. So the next part is my favorite part, and it's the baking part. So this is the part where I completely structure my face. I use my beauty blender and I make sure it's damp. I don't like to use it too wet, not too dry. So I put it under the tap and I squeeze everything out, and then I squeeze it with a towel. And if you see, if I squeeze it, there's no water coming out. The powder I like to use is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and the reason why I like this powder to structure my nose and my cheekbones is because it doesn't leave a white cast, but it kind of just sculpts me up. I can't even explain why I feel like this powder does that. I don't feel like any of my other powders structure or sucks you in like the way this one does. I go in, and don't be scared to like dab as much powder as you can. And what I like to do is I like to do a line right beside the contour that I did on the nose, and then I kind of bring it in. And it might seem a lot of powder, but I honestly promise you that your nose will not feel cakey once the minute you take this off. It actually just sculpts your nose in. I can't explain it. Ever since I got my nose done, I've always been doing this technique, and it just gives me such a cute little button nose. So I like to apply just a little bit on top of the nose just to keep that structure in place, and then whatever I have left under here, use it to just sculpt that part of the bronzer just at the bottom all the way to the lip to keep that really nice sharp contour. So I go in with the other side as well. And as you can see, I'm not applying too much powder. You don't want to do the same amount here because again, you don't want flashback. So now that I've got my nose contour and I'm baking, I don't touch my nose until the end of my makeup. And as you can tell, I still haven't setted my under eye. The reason why I do it in this step is because I need my under eye to be as flawless as it can be. So I go in with my powder puff, and it's the triangle ones from Amazon. This has been life-changing. I used to use the big round ones from Laura Mercier, but I feel like because it's so big, the powder will go all over. So these triangle ones actually fit perfectly under the under eye. I go in with my triangle powder puff and my banana bread from Huda Beauty, and as you can see, I've got loads in here. So I just dab the powder puff and I grab as much as I can. I get my hand and I take off the excess, and this is so important because you don't want to go in with all that powder because you just don't want to overdo it. So I kind of take the excess, and as you can see, it kind of just presses into the powder puff. That's how you get the most natural, very flawless under eye. Look at that. Look at the difference, like the way it brightens up, the way it sets. There's no creasing whatsoever. Then I like to go in with blush. One of my favorite blushes is the Dior blush, and this is in the shade Coral. I did like the pink one, but I feel like I'm too dark for the pink one, and I have to apply a lot to be able to see it. I love to apply my blush with the Morphe E4 brush, and it kind of looks like this, and it's one of my favorites too. So I grab the product, and all I do is I kind of smile and I apply it just on this part, so right on top of my bronzer. Kind of put it underneath my under eye just to kind of blend. You know what, I used to hate using blush. I don't know why, maybe just it wasn't a thing back in the day for dark skin tone or, you know, tan skin. So I used to hate it, and now I absolutely love applying blush. It just brings everything together. So when it comes to the eyes, it is going to be the easiest part of this tutorial. Honestly, I don't like to do much, so this is probably my go-to. It's really easy. I feel like it's all about enhancing the eye than applying loads of shadow and glitter and stuff to kind of like just hide the beauty of your eye. So I'm kind of known for like the liner and the lashes, so for me it's more important to like correct, to have like a really cute sharp eyeliner with beautiful lashes. So all I like to do is I like to get a bronzer. I love the mineralized skin finish in dark tan. Yeah, my favorite brush. The reason why I like this brush is because it fits into my crease so perfectly. Like if the brush is too big, it kind of goes all over my brow bone, hence because I've got a big brow bone. So if you have kind of eye shapes like mine, oh my god, I do my makeup with this brush only because it's so easy. This brush is the 221, and I grab a small amount of bronzer. It could be brown eyeshadow, honestly it does not matter. So all I do is I literally fit the brush, and all I do is I do like this movement into, like I could just fit the brush into my eye socket, and I just move it back and forth. I don't move it up, I don't move it down, and it just creates a crease for me. And for my lid, I like to use this one from Dior, and I use this light color. It's always a matte color. I don't really like shimmers because I kind of want it to look as natural as possible. So I get a flat shader brush and I just tap the light color right in the center of the eye. Look at the difference. It's just so easy, and it just looks like I've done something, but it's like naturally made. So I just dab that all over the lid, and voila, the shadow is done. That's all I do. So the way I do my eyeliner, it's quite the way it looks like, almost like an Arab look. I love to do the inner corner, and then I like to drag the outside really long to elongate the eye. It makes my eye look a lot prettier than what they are. I've always felt like I've had droopy eyes, and I always do anything in my power to lift my eyes as much as I can. So these are the kind of things that I like to do to lift them. I go in with the Quick and Easy Huda Beauty liner, and I first start with the inner corner. Look how big my eyes look already. So when it comes to lashes, I used to fight with lashes. My lashes used to be one of the most annoying part of makeup because I couldn't find the right lashes, and I thought it was the lashes fault, but no, it's the way my eye shape is. So my eye shape really goes down here, and I always kind of just used to be inspired by everyone the way they used to apply the lashes, and I used to just apply the lash, a full lash, and for me personally, it kind of hides the beauty of my eye. So I actually discovered that I had to cut them, and since I've been able to cut them, they look like this. So can you see the difference? That if I apply it from the front bit, it hides my eye. If you saw the last clip, what I do like to brush off is the nose, so I kind of just brush it off, and you're gonna see how small my nose actually comes. Like, I love this technique. Like, it just shrinks this little nose, and I don't really have a little nose, to be fair, but you know, with makeup you can do anything. And there's my little button nose. And then I brush off everything that I did on the cheeks, and I kind of just blend. Last thing I like to do for my nose is I go in with my favorite brush. I will forever use you. I love you. She is the Soeva 238 Luxe Precise Shader Brush. Smallest little brush you will ever come across, and it brings the highlight so perfectly. Like, if I use a bigger brush, then the highlight on my nose is gonna go like all over, and I hate it. This is from this Dior palette, guys. As much as I want to boast about it, I don't want to, because it is discontinued. So even if I try to suggest to buy it, you can't, because it's not available. I already checked. I'll show you anyways. But it's this contour palette from Dior. Oh man, Dior needs to bring this back. It is such an amazing palette. I've hit pan already because it's that good. That bone color is the most perfect nose highlight. Put a little dot on top of my nose, and this will just make it like a button. And then I do a line, so where I applied the powder before, I do a line right in the middle, and this just brings the bridge to be really small and cute. So lastly, I kind of just go back into my eyes and I put a small amount of mascara on my bottom lash line. I don't like to apply it like loads, because I do have long lashes on the bottom, and I don't like that look where it kind of drags me down. So I kind of just grab my wand and I just go downwards in the middle, and it creates this little lash. And then I do it in the corner as well, and it just creates like this doll-like lash. And it just makes my eyes look cute, I think. So I just do it on the front, like it's almost like 3 sections. It just, I don't know why I like to do this. And then if it looks a little bit much, what I like to do is I pinch it with my finger, and I kind of like take off the product. It looks a little bit more natural, and I just pinch it. I don't know, it's such a weird thing that I do, but it is literally my go-to. It's all I do. And there we go. So to set my foundation, I love to use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, and it just brings back that glow. It has like these small little shimmers inside of it. Once I apply that, it actually stays like on top of the skin, and because I have a lot of peach fuzz, it stays like on the little hairs. So what I like to do, I get my sponge, the part that doesn't have powder, and I kind of just press this powder in, and very gently. You don't want to disrupt everything that we've done underneath. And I do the same on this side, very gently, and this just kind of sets everything and locks it in place. So for highlighter, I love to use the Kiko eyeshadow in 208. It's the most beautiful golden, most natural highlighter, and it's completely destroyed, guys. I have used it so much. I need to get a new one because it's just like dying on me, but it's my favorite highlighter and I use it all the time, and I just apply a small amount. I feel like recently I've kind of fallen off highlighter. I kind of like this matted kind of look, and it almost, I feel like during the day I do get a little bit oily, so I like that natural oils to come through, so I don't overdo it with my highlighter. But I'll show you how beautiful this highlighter is. It's so natural looking. Oh, it's so beautiful. So last but not least, my lips. I'm going to choose one of my favorites that I've been wearing recently, and it's one of the new products that I've come across and I really like. So my favorite recent lip combo has been the Refi Lip Sculpts. Love the shades Rosewood and Sepia. One is like dark brown and one actually matches my lip color. I love when I match my lip color, because say if I was to go out to eat and it comes off, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. Go in with Rosewood and the one that matches my lips, and I kind of just overline my lips first and I fill in the middle. They're like, blot it so it blends really nicely. Then I go in with the darker color to contour. Then I go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in Velvet, and it's like the perfect nude color, and I just dab the middle of it to give me a little bit of dimension. And then last but not least, I love this clear gloss by Refi, and I just gloss the lips. And my loves, that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it and showing you guys all my tips and tricks. And let me know if you guys would want me to do more makeup content and anything you would want to see more specific. Please comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like this video, I'm begging you. And yeah, I'll leave this video here and I will see you on my next one. Bye.